Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2026. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. So what do we have here? Plenty of very important data releases. Look at this from the UK. CPI in line with the previous number, 2.8%. Lower than the forecast of 3%. CPI in the Eurozone is scheduled for release at 11 o'clock, and then we jump straight on to the US session. Core retail sales and the retail sales scheduled for release at 2:30. At 3:30 we got US President Donald Trump to give a speech. At 4 o'clock we got pending home sales. 30 minutes later we got crude oil inventories. At 8 o'clock the major event of the week and of the month, Fed interest rate decision. The market participants expect the Fed to keep the interest rate at the level of 3.75%. At the same time, FOMC statement and economic projections are scheduled for release. 30 minutes later at 8:30, FOMC press conference will take place. Please remember that during this high importance data releases, the volatility on the market might be very high. So it's worth to have it in mind before any particular hour, any particular time of the release will happen. So that's about the economic calendar. As you can see, very busy day ahead of us. Let's take a look at the charts to see what is going on ahead of the Fed interest rate decision. We start with euro dollar. So the euro-dollar 4-hour time frame chart is positioning itself below this orange trend line. As you can see, a local high is still located here at 1.1620. Let's just mark this level, shall we? Because it looks like this level might be quite interesting in the future, and the market is positioning itself in a very tight range. 1.1622 is the technical resistance. 1.1576 technical support. As you can see, we are still trading inside of the let's say positive zone above the level of 55 points is the current RSI, but I would not expect a lot of the volatility ahead of the Fed interest rate decision. So this is the situation and market positioning on euro dollar on the cable after the data were published. We can see a little bit of a downside a movement, as you can see, back down towards the level of 1.3407. Nevertheless, this level might look a little bit outdated. Let me just adjust this level to the current conditions. So we will move this technical support a little bit lower, so to the newest data, and the newest data is the technical support at 1.3382. We will change the color to green, so we know that this is the technical support, and the same situation is being played out here. The upper intraday technical resistance is located roughly around 1.3457. So that's the current situation here. Momentum is at the level of 50, so basically neutral momentum. Market is waiting for the Fed interest rate decision, and obviously US dollar versus the Japanese yen 4-hour time frame chart, RSI at 50 exactly, and market is losing volatility, right? So it's steadily moving lower below 160. Right now it's 160.29. So in this area we should wait for the Fed interest rate decision. Please remember, any suspicious about interest rate hike will be might produce a very strong movement to the upside, right? If the narrative, the Fed narrative, is the same as it is right now, for example, lower for longer or stuff like this, and no hike during this meeting, then the market will stay here or eventually move a little bit lower to continue the pullback. So that's the scenario for the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, which is very susceptible for the interest rate decision, especially to interest rate decision made by American Fed. Gold, very interesting situation on 4-hour time frame chart of the gold. As you can see, we got this trend line here. Let me make it a little bit more visible here on this chart. So there you go. Orange trend line. Looks good. There you go. Orange trend line has been tested many times. It looks like the market doesn't actually want to break above this trend line without any particular good, strong economic macro justification of this movement. So this low volatility around 4,328 right now, or 4,350, might sustain until the Fed interest rate decision. Please notice a retail gap is located here, the blue rectangle a little bit lower. With positive momentum, we should stay below the trend line. If there is anything that might be let's say, align with the current situation on gold, then the breakout to the upside is highly possible. S&P 500 took the free wave down here as a pullback towards 7,506 points from the extremely overbought market conditions. Right now RSI is 59 points, so it's not that bad. And the S&P 500 bulls are ready basically to move higher. They are waiting for the Fed to continue the current rhetoric, the current message, and if the Fed will deliver, the breakout to the upside is very, very probable. Crude oil breaks down towards $75 per barrel as the current breakout, the major the breakouts below the technical support were done. Even this level has been tested. So now $75. Next target, let me just switch to daily, and the next target is this area of the consolidation. Let me just mark it using the rectangle. Right now, let me just do it using the rectangle. So I will just briefly mark the area that might be interesting for the bulls. This is that. It looks like this is the area. Maybe we will just. There you go. So that was the technical support. It used to work. Now it doesn't. Technical support from the June 2025. It looks like we might be interested in this area below here. So from that high, possibly towards this low. Oh, let me just remove the magnet. Towards this low here. Somewhere there is the area that we might get quite soon, if this current situation will be developed, right? So that's below 55 and 70, no, 65. So that's the $10 area that was maintained before the escalation and the global political situation and economic situation just basically went ballistic. So right now we're coming off these levels. So that's our next target, roughly around $65. And the crude oil coming down briefly and swiftly. Now, daily time frame chart of Bitcoin is no really interest of us. Let's switch to the 4-hour time frame chart. As you can see, the Bitcoin is losing the ground after hitting the extremely overbought conditions on 4-hour time frame chart. Right now 53 points on the RSI, so the pullback continues. Now this level here might be changed to the technical support, so $65,000 basically is now the technical support. Any breakout lower is bearish, any breakout to the upside is bullish. So please stay focused, stay vigilant. It looks like the movement to the upside might be done for the bulls, but because of the Fed's interest rate decision and the Bitcoin is quoted to US dollar on this chart, there might be some kind of a ricochet for the Bitcoin if there is an unprecedented surprising message to the if there is surprising message to the markets from Fed, obviously. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.